Well, we've walked the 2 kilometers, and there were a couple of stops along the way. There was lunch, which they provided for everybody, and some lemonade and water. We've now reached what is one of the highlights of this of Hampi, actually, and that is the Vittala temple, Vittala. And here's the entrance. And it's got to be said that this is one of the gripes of India. There's not just double pricing, but the locals.
May I explain?
No, it's okay. Thank you. The locals pay. Well, actually, today we were under the impression that nobody paid anyway. But however, it seems that I don't know if it's just the ticket collector doing something off his or her own back or what. But the locals are paying 20, which is the normal price, and people like myself and Lisa are required to pay 500. And it's got to be said, I mean, that kind of thing, I mean, it's not just India, of course. There's plenty of countries that do that sort of thing. There's not even a reduction for overseas students or anything like that. And it is a major gripe. And time after time after time, study after study after study shows that it is never in the long-term interests of any of these countries to have this sort of pricing policy. But alas, countries like India and others, for the most part, have this short-term thinking, tend not to think in the long term, like perhaps Western countries tend to, and Western people tend to. And I guess they just can't see the damage that this dual pricing policy has. I mean, countries that join the European Union, as soon as they join, if they have had dual pricing policies, they have to stop it. And they simply have to stop it. It's just not considered civilized or whatever, I don't know. I understand the other side of it, with GDP and what have you. But it really has been proven that it's just simply not in the long-term interest of these countries. But alas, it makes the people lazier or something like this. I mean, I've read stuff about it and people have explained it to me, and basically it's something to do with like making the locals lazier, and the idea that when countries are poor or whatever you want to call it, the idea is ultimately it's the people that have to help themselves, and not by stealing it from visitors. By the way, that white temple at the top of that cliff over there, that's on the other side of the river, so there's a chance that Lisa and I will be visiting that tomorrow or the day after. It's called Hanuman's temple, and he's pretty well known. A lot of males around here are called Hanuman after him. Anyway, oh yeah, we were on television a few times actually. We were on stage, Lisa and I, and we got asked to come up on stage, and I had a hand in releasing a dove, I suppose. It's not a pigeon. Did I say pigeon and dove? And then we had a few people on different occasions from about 6 different TV companies actually, asking us questions, and Lisa and I both gave a little sort of speech for a minute or two about Hampi and what have you. So we're going to try and find that on YouTube if we can, and if I can, then I'll provide the link in the box below. Bye.